everyone, I'm glad to have you here today. My name is Shay. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. For the past 5 years, I've worked in group therapy and specialized in addiction. Today's group is solely meant for support, as all of you have lost a child to some sort of addiction or drug, and this group is solely for you guys to be able to talk to one another and be able to help each other through that. Since today is our first meeting, I want to start by talking about confidentiality. Confidentiality is a mutual trust between one another, that what is said in this group will stay in this group. Hopefully the longer this group meets, you guys will be able to have a mutual trust together so that you can be confident in what you say and this group will not leave the group. Does anybody have any questions about that?
So nobody can repeat what I say in the group?
So I cannot promise you what others will say outside of the group, but me as the group leader, I will not share anything that is said within this group outside of the group, as long as it doesn't threaten a harm to yourself or someone else. If it does, then I have to report that, but other than that, it will stay between me. Does that sound okay with everyone?
Yes.
All right. So by a show of hands, how many people feel angry today? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most angry you've ever felt, can you guys rank how angry you feel today?
I've had a pretty stressful day today. It just seems like nothing's really going right. So I'd say I'm probably like at a 4 or 5 right now.
Probably about a 6, because I'm just angry with myself right now.
Yeah, I would say I'm about a 3 or 4. Like Fiona, I've had a really just stressful day.
I didn't raise my hand. I'd probably say 0, just because I'm not really mad at anyone today. I'm more just kind of here. So.
Yeah. How many people, by a show of hands, feel sad today? Everyone. All right. On a scale of 10, how sad do you feel?
I feel like I just feel sad every day nowadays, so I'd say probably higher, like a 6 or a 7.
Yeah, I agree with Fiona. I feel like I just get reminded a lot every day of multiple things, so it's just a constant sadness. I'd say a 6.
I have to say 8 today. It was harder to get out of bed.
I'd say probably like a 7. I don't know. I just miss the way things used to be.
So if you guys noticed, whether it was a 0 or a 10, you all felt those same emotions. And that's how I wanted to start the group today. It's just so you can see that you are not the only one that feels that way, and that it's okay that different days you feel more sad or more angry than on other days. Okay? If everyone wants to go around and kind of tell a little bit about their background story and what brought them here today, I think that would be a good way to get to know each other better before we dive in.
I'll start. So about 6 months ago, my daughter, she passed away from an alcohol-related death. She choked on her own throw up in her sleep when she was after a party.
About 6 months ago, also, my son Caden, he died from a cocaine overdose while he was out partying at college.
About a year ago, my daughter Claire passed away from a heroin overdose.
About a year ago, my son Matt passed away from an Oxycontin overdose. He was 18.
All very different instances, but you all feel the exact same way a lot of the time, so that's good to get to know each other. So today I want to start by doing an activity, just kind of like an icebreaker type thing, so that we can help set goals for the group in the weeks to come. So I'm going to pass out Post-it notes. Each person's going to get 3 of them. On the first one, I want you to write down something that you have let go of in the past, whether that be with this situation with your child or through a death in the family or anything, something that you have been able to say that you have fully let go of and have let go like off of your chest. The second one is going to be something that you want to let go of right now. So it's something that, when you leave here today, you want to feel relieved from it and not feel like it's weighing you down anymore. And your third one is going to be something that you want to let go of in the future, but that you aren't exactly ready to say that you're over right now. Has everybody had a chance to write down those? Okay, so now we're going to go around, we're going to go through 1, 2, and 3, and just be able to share whatever you're comfortable with and how you have been able to let go of or what that thing is. So the first one is something that you've let go of in the past. Who wants to start sharing that one?
I can start. I would say that I've let go of a lot of my sadness. There's still days where it's hard for me to get up, but most days I do okay, and I'm able to power through without the random crying.
For mine, I said I let go of anger because I was really mad at my own son and his friends and myself just because none of us were able to prevent what happened. But I feel like I've been able to let go of some of that anger. That's why I said 0 for today. I feel like most of the time I just feel sad.
I said regret. I just think I'm like regretting all the things that I didn't get to do with my daughter, like take her to my favorite vacation spot, or teach her how to go skiing, or just regretting a lot of things that I wanted to do with her that I didn't get to do.
I said that I let go blame, specifically of Caden's friends. At first, I couldn't believe that he actually died and he actually did it to himself. So I put a lot of blame on his friends and that they were the ones peer pressure. But yeah.
Thank you guys. So now I want you to do what that first post-it is, crumble it up and just throw it away right here. And this is just going to, show that you have let go of it, you don't want to harp on that anymore, and that you're going to continue to take steps forward instead of holding on to that. Okay? So the second one, something that you want to let go of right now. What do you today want to work on moving on from?
I can start. For me, I said just sadness. Like I said earlier, I miss the way things were, and even when we have things now, they're just not the same, like holidays, birthdays. I guess just trying to let go of the way things used to be and trying to make them as good as they can be now.
I said guilt. I'm blaming myself a lot now. Just what I could have done, things to prevent what happened. I should have shown her more love, just been more supportive and been there for her even through her hard times, because knowing then what I do now, I didn't have any more time.
Agreeing with you and going off of you, I also said guilt. A lot of times I just think to myself, I could have said more. I could have warned them of the dangers more. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. It's just me letting go of my own guilt.
I said guilt as well, and I understand why we all kind of said a similar thing. I just think that I feel guilty about even letting her go to that party. I should have maybe not let her go out that night, or even feeling guilty about not educating her about drinking and the dangers of drinking, just because I was kind of, I guess, being naive and not realizing that it was that big of a part of her life yet, or maybe it wasn't. I'm not really sure, but yeah, so just feeling like I could have done more to prevent this from happening.
Alright, I want you guys to take that second one, crumble it up and throw it away. That round was very interesting as most of you said the exact same word. So that just shows that, whether your child died 6 months ago or a year ago, you guys are in the same phases still and you've felt a lot of the same things. So that's something to keep in mind, and I hope that helps you feel comfortable sharing, as in your other group members feel the exact same ways. Okay, so the third one, what is something that you want to work towards getting rid of?
I'll start. I said denial. Sometimes it just feels like like, you know, she's gonna call me or she's gonna walk through the front door. I don't know, sitting at the dinner table, I feel, and her not being there, just kind of feeling of denial that like she's actually gone, and really messes me up sometimes. Makes me feel really upset.
I said sadness. I've overcome most of my time with sadness, and it's more because of the memories that I pass by. So his room, it's still made. I have not changed it. So passing by that, just I get very sad. I could pass by his high school, and it's just the feelings they wash over me. So I really hope that I could work on that.
I said fear. I have another son who's getting ready to be a teenager, and I'm scared that he's going to go down the same path and I'm going to lose him too. And I know the only thing I can do is educate him, but I still have that fear in my, in my mind, and I don't want that to happen again.
Do any of you other ones have other children that you're raising? Do you find it hard like Shauna does? Like the fear of the same thing happening to them?
Yeah, Matt was the oldest of my 3 kids, and one is 1 year behind him, and the other is 2. So they're very close in age, and yeah, I know they'll be in a lot of the same situations, and I feel the same way. Nervous.
It's hard.
For this one, I actually put guilt because I still feel guilty all the time because of what happened, and because we knew he had a problem, and he'd sought help, and he seemed like he was doing better, and all signs pointed to him being better, and then he died. So I can't get over the guilt about that. So.
Alright, crumble that one up and throw it away. I hope this activity was able to show you guys how normal your emotions are. These situations are not easy to deal with, and Haley, you have a whole group of people who have felt like guilt is something they've been able to let go of. So I hope as this group continues on, you are able to look to them on how they were able to do that, and you guys can support her in that, and how she deals with guilt. That's what this group is for. It's for you guys to be able to express those emotions and talk to each other about, how you deal with them. Okay, is there anything in Group J that you guys just feel you really need to get off your chest or talk to other members about? Something that you've been struggling with at home, your relationships, the loss of your child, anything?
Recently, I feel like me and my husband's relationship has just been kind of nothing. I don't know if it was because, like, since Lucy was our only daughter, if it was because she was the only thing that was kind of keeping our marriage alive and keeping us together, or if it's, after she passed, things just, like, aren't the same. I don't really feel like I get much support from my husband. I think that we kind of deal with our grief and everything in different ways. I'm dealing with it in a way, and he's dealing with it in a way that I don't really understand. So I've just kind of been struggling with that. And I already lost my daughter. I don't want to lose my husband as well.
Has anybody else felt that way with their relationship at home?
I feel that way. I feel like my husband got over it a lot quicker than I did. And I just don't understand how I could get past that. And with me still dwelling on what did happen, I'm not giving my son the time and attention that he needs either. And it's just putting a big strain on our relationship in general.
Can anybody else relate to that? So how do the two of you think that you can work with your partner to support each other?
I've been going to individual therapy for a while, and I've been thinking about possibly asking him to come with me to one of the sessions and kind of do a couples thing. I don't know if he would be into it, but I've been kind of scared to ask him. But I think maybe soon I'll be ready to ask, and hopefully that might be beneficial for us.
I think that could be very beneficial that you two both have someone to talk to and talk to each other, because it's a hard thing to talk about with one another, and bringing him along with you could be very helpful.
We're making time for each other now. We're going out together and just trying to get on the same page with things. We've also been trying to do family nights with my other son and try to include him and see where he is because I know he's struggling too, and I need to take that into consideration more.
Is there anything else that you feel the need to get off your chest today? Share. Okay, well, and that can conclude our session for today. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of homework for next week. I want you to go home and every time you feel sad or guilty or angry, to see what triggered that. Whether it's walking by your child's bedroom, or you see a picture of them, or someone like says a memory about them, just to keep track of what triggers your emotions so that we can come back next week and share with one another about how we can start to deal with those. Okay? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for coming today and sharing. I'm really looking forward to our upcoming weeks in this group. Thank you.
Thank you.